you may be able to withstand in the evil day, that we can stand firm, and having stood therefore, then we put on the what? What are we then to do? We are to wear the armor of God. We looked at these first three sections here where we are to wear the belt of righteousness, the breastplate of righteousness, the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness that we are to wear. We are also to wear the shoes of readiness, that we're moving forward. We know what's next in life because our feet are covered. We have on these shoes. But not only are there the three that we wear, but there's also the three that we take up, that we have to lay our hands on, and that is the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit. And all together, this makes up the whole armor of God. We've stressed the point that this is God's armor and not ours. We use armor of the quickness of a tongue, that we can cut somebody down, but he says instead use the sword of the Spirit. We use our own armor of defense, of keeping people at a distance, but he said instead we've got to love people and take care of people by putting on the whole armor of God. That God has an armor. We're not to borrow the armor of ourselves, of our flesh, but we are to receive and take up the armor, the whole complete armor of God. We've got to make sure as believers that our armor is not incomplete. There's not some gaps or some holes, that our armor that we're wearing comes from God, and that we're wearing it according to how God has shared with us to wear it. That takes care of the why and the what. We have not yet talked about the how. And the how comes today, because today he says we have to pray in the Spirit. Now, this is one of those areas where we can, if we're not careful, if we take our eyes off the Bible, if we say this and then close our Bibles, we can get off track in a hurry. We can start talking about other things and thinking about other things. But if we look at what Paul is saying in the context of where he is, he's not speaking about speaking in tongues. He's not talking about when he says about actually praying in the Spirit. He's going to show us step by step exactly what he is talking about and what it is to actually pray in the Spirit. Our ability to pray, to communicate, to talk to the Lord is essential, is necessary for our intimate relationship with God. You cannot have an intimate and growing relationship with God apart from your prayer life. Let me say that again.